Hey, Kai. Hope you're doing well, man. Wanted to ask, the Kentucky game, do you feel like that felt like the return to form of what you were doing before last year and stuff?
Yeah, it definitely felt really good out there. Definitely the most confident I felt, and I feel like I'm just gaining more and more confidence each week. And, I always hear like I'm getting back to my old self, but I'm kind of looking at it as like it's like a different form of myself. I'm not looking back at the past and trying to do anything I did before. So this is just kind of like a new year for me that I'm attacking each and every rep.
Within that, do you feel like you're doing better with some of the drop stuff and the shoulder stuff you were telling us about, preseason? You feel like that's contributing to your better performance?
Yeah, I mean, it impacts it directly, and I think we saw that this past game and even against Old Dominion, and still perfecting it every day and working on it every day. But I've definitely noticed a difference, and it's definitely helped out a lot.
I know you obviously won't have time to watch game day on Saturday, but do you typically watch it if you guys have a night game and you're at the hotel and have time? Do you typically?
Yeah, we usually watch. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you remember just about that show, just growing up and maybe watching it before you got here?
Well, I was always an NFL fan growing up. I pretty much never watched college football. So when I got to college, I guess going on 4 years ago, that's kind of when I started watching it. But I love watching it, and obviously Pat McAfee, being a punter, I love watching him and seeing his antics.
Kai, I got two for you. One, with the Kentucky game, or just in general so far this season, is there like a difference you're noticing about the way you're approaching your punts compared to last year or anything? I know you've talked about some different things you're doing, but anything feeling different so far through 2 games?
I'd say it's a mix of all the drill work I've done with Coach Joe D. That's contributed a lot, and also just the mental side of it, just having that confidence going out there. And Kentucky, it was pretty windy out there, one of the windier games we've had, but just knowing that I could perform in that condition definitely helped a lot, and just going out there believing I can do it.
And then you were here in 2022 when you guys obviously beat Tennessee, beat Clemson. National spotlight's a lot more on you guys. How do you, this time around with game day being here and all the hoopla about that, how do you go about keeping the main thing, and focusing on the game and not letting any distractions happen?
It's definitely difficult with everything that's going on, but something that Coach Beamer does a great job on is just making sure that we're focused on what we have to do each and every week. And he always says nameless, faceless opponents, and this is another example of that. So we're going about it the same way we would any other game, and just expecting to be great.
Another game day question for you. What's been the buzz in the locker room, and what does that say about the South Carolina program that after 2 games coming off a losing season, they picked you for game day?
Yeah, there's a ton of buzz and a ton of energy, and guys are, getting here super early, putting in a ton of work, which I love to see. I was just walking off the field and heard the O-line about how they're coming back to do extra meetings and such. But that's something I love to see, and it's an energy that I think is new and something that we're bringing each and every day.
Kai, what do you guys think about this opportunity that you have this week? Obviously, you've gained a little bit of attention these couple of weeks. LSU would take it to another level. How prepared are you guys for that?
Yeah, it's an amazing opportunity. Obviously, LSU is a great program, a lot of history in their program. But, for us, like I said before, we're just looking at it as what we need to do to perform to our best ability, and try not to focus too much on what they're doing or all the stuff around their team. Because, at the end of the day, if we perform like we should, then we'll get the result we want each and every week.
With Pat McAfee being a former punter, I did a Twitter search, and he tweeted about you once. I don't know if he's had any comments that you've seen or heard over the years, but what's sort of your, I guess, being a specialist, him and his background, what's sort of that kind of, I guess, are you a big fan of the guy? I guess you.
Yeah, I mean, I like watching him. Seems like he's always getting clips posted about him of him doing something crazy. And I always watch his field goal thing before the game on game day. It's always fun. I'd love to meet him if he's around. I'd love to get over and meet him. But yeah, definitely a fan of his and all the stuff he's done for sure. Good.